Hey everybody, John Skiba here from the Consumer Warrior YouTube channel. I'm also a licensed attorney in the state of Arizona, and in this video I'm going to talk about debt consolidation. Does it work? Is it an effective strategy for getting rid of debt? But if this is your first time here in my YouTube channel, please go ahead, click subscribe, check on that little bell. That way you'll be notified each and every week when I put out new videos that'll help you deal with your serious debt problem. All right, let's talk about debt consolidation. In my profession, I'm a bankruptcy attorney. I help people deal with serious debt problems that way. But rightly so, bankruptcy is usually the last option for most people. They look for a debt settlement, debt consolidation, those types of things. And I often will get that question, should I try a debt consolidation approach before I look at the bankruptcy option? Now, when most people say debt consolidation, what I often find is what they're really discussing is that they want, there's these companies out there that help you to settle your debts. Freedom Financial is one of the big ones in the country right now, where you hire them to reach out to negotiate with your creditors and you pay a lesser amount. Now, a true debt consolidation is more along the lines where you go get a loan that'll pay off maybe high interest credit cards. You get a lower interest rate loan, you pay that off, or you get that loan, you pay off your credit cards, and then you just pay a single payment. Now, debt consolidation works fine as far as for reducing interest rates. It doesn't eliminate the debt, you don't get a discount on it, but it does lower interest rates. So debt consolidation in the true sense, yeah, that works fine. It doesn't lower the amount that you owe. You just pay a lower interest rate, which means, in essence, you pay a lower amount of the total amount. Just it doesn't, you're not negotiating a lower balance on the creditors. Now, if what you're asking is if a debt settlement company, if they're effective, let me tell you how they generally work. And I know this, I'm a bankruptcy attorney, so this is going to come across as biased, but this is just my things that I have seen over nearly 20 years of meeting with families who are dealing with serious debt problems. And a lot of people have dealt with these debt consolidation or debt settlement companies, where you go to them and they say, hey, give us a list of all your creditors, we'll reach out, we'll start trying to negotiate a settlement on this, and in the meantime, you pay them a monthly payment. Well, what they're doing is they're taking the monthly payment, they're taking out their portion because they're charging you a fee to do it, they're putting the balance in like a savings or like an escrow account where they're holding it, and they're waiting for you to build up a balance that's high enough for them to be able to reach out and negotiate with your creditors. Now, in theory, this works great. Really what you're doing, you're paying them to be a forced savings account to build up that balance to negotiate with your creditors. Because truthfully, you could do this yourself. You could set aside a chunk every month into a savings account, build it up, and then reach out and negotiate with your creditors. The problem I see with this approach when you're hiring one of these companies to do that is your creditors are not on board. That this isn't something where you're reaching out, you're hiring company X to help you to negotiate with your creditors. They're going to wait until you build up a big enough balance in your escrow account, and then they're going to reach out and try to negotiate with your creditors. It's not like all your creditors are just saying, okay, we'll hang tight while you build up this balance. And so what I often see is while people are spending all this money paying this company to help them save up the funds to be able to do this settlement, is they get hit with a lawsuit or they get hit with a wage garnishment. The very thing they were trying to avoid, they end up in bankruptcy, in the end anyway. And so that's what I hate to see, is when people spend a fortune doing this and they end up in bankruptcy, and they probably should have just done a bankruptcy from the beginning. So that brings up the question, how do you know if your situation is a good one for these debt settlement companies? One, like I said, you can do this yourself. It takes a lot of discipline, and a lot of people struggle with that. Having someone help you do that is fine. Where I see there's a less likely chance of success is when you have a lot of different creditors. If you're coming in and you have literally 15 different credit cards, that's very difficult, because unless you get them all on board, if you get half of them on board, that's okay, but it's not great, because the other half are probably going to sue you, and then you're going to get garnished and all that. So to me, it's ideal if someone's coming in and they have less than 5 credit cards and a relatively low balances that can probably be, or an amount can be saved up pretty quickly to try to settle it. And truthfully, in that situation, you could probably save yourself a lot of money and just do it yourself. If you're dealing with a lot of debt, if you're dealing with a lot of credit cards or different type of credit accounts, my I guess, biased opinion is that bankruptcy is probably going to be the better route, because that's kind of a guaranteed thing. They're going to force this on them through the power of federal law, the bankruptcy code, eliminate those debts, wipe them out, stop all collections in the meantime. You're not going to get garnished. You're not going to get phone calls and snotty letters, all that. All of that will stop. If you want to discuss your options, I am a bankruptcy attorney in the state of Arizona. I help people deal with these kind of debt issues and these decisions every single day. I'm happy to sit down after a free consult and discuss with you what might be the best option as far as dealing with your debt. And the surprise here is I don't think bankruptcy is the best option for everybody. There are a number of people that say this is not a good option. Let's look at some other ways to resolve those debt issues. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching today.